Hello, all guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome to the newest episode of the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast, taped on Twitch and brought to you on YouTube, Spotify, and Google and Apple Podcasts. I'm Austin. I'm a knockout. Watched a lot of wrestling.
I'm David. I'm a noob. Haven't watched nearly as much wrestling, and something Leo DiCaprio pointing meme. Boy, howdy, have we been seeing a lot of these wrestlers recently.
Yeah, we have just recently watched a recent episode of Lucha Underground in real life outside of this podcast.
Yeah.
And what do you know? Johnny Mundo is a big feature of this episode tonight.
Johnny Mundo. I mean John Morrison. I mean Johnny Elite. Fuck.
Johnny Impact. Johnny Game Changer. Johnny Elite.
Too many names.
He needs to show up in ROH and be Johnny Honor.
Johnny Honor. That one rolls right the hell off the tongue. Hello, my name is Johnny Honor.
Johnny Honor.
Johnny Honor. I think that would be great. I don't understand. I don't understand why when he was in WWE he didn't go by like Johnny Entertainment.
I wish he had, but
Johnny Entertainment Cheese.
But they went and gave him a real name instead.
Boo. But or he could have just been Johnny Wrestling.
I mean, he did debut though as Johnny Nitro, so that
Johnny Nitro. God fucking.
Anyway, as it sounds from what is that tonight we are returning to Lucha Underground.
Yeah,
baby. 9 episodes away. Well, 8 episodes away from the season finale and then the season finale. And tonight we are tackling 2 more episodes.
As we do.
The Desolation of Drago and All Night Long.
The Desolation. Did they really just make a Lord of the Rings reference?
Yeah, probably.
Oh my god, Rod, you fucking dweeb.
Right, so last time we watched Fight to the Death and Submit to the Master. A bit of a quick summary of what happened there is Johnny Mundo is a big bad heel now.
Yeah, as a reminder, all because he was mean to Alberto El Patron.
Yep, and the live audience has seen none of the stuff that makes it totally justified that he put Alberto El Patron through a window.
You know, I somehow get the feeling that even if they did, they wouldn't give a shit.
Fair. Prince Puma conquered his Hernandez-shaped demons, defeating him.
Very specific shape.
To retain the Lucha Underground Championship.
I too hate it when my fears are like 6'5" and in the shape of a like lanky, muscular, bald guy who wears bandanas.
I hate it when my demons throw me Dirty Dancing style.
I hate it. I hate it when my demons when I watch my demons get like fucking bonked on the head in midair with a steel chair.
Yep. Speaking of, is Mil Muertes defeated Phoenix in a death match, which was not super graphic, but it was a one-sided beatdown.
Yeah, so kind of shocked it did not actually end with Phoenix dying. I was unironically kind of surprised by the fact that we didn't have just another body piling up.
Well, I mean, I guess it's your interpretation of how the lick of death works. But I don't think that's literal death because she doesn't kill anybody with it.
No, I feel like we've seen people come back after the lick of death before.
Yeah, no, we do. We have.
Okay.
So. Jack Evans defeated Argenis to obtain the second Aztec medallion alongside Phoenix.
Cursed, definitely cursed. Once again, just want to remind everybody, definitely fucking cursed.
It's like Pirates of the Caribbean and you can't die.
You can't die.
You best be believing in ghost stories, sexy star. You're in one.
Dario Cueto's in the background, just like cackling. Dario Cueto's like Davy Jones in the back. I know he had nothing to do with the
cursed medallion.
But either way, I want to believe right that he's like. Have you not all these years been calling yourself the champion, Prince Puma? You owe a debt to me.
I'm gonna be honest. I only give a shit about the first Pirates movie. All the other ones are whatever in my mind.
I still haven't seen the second one, and I've always had the opinion that if I saw the second one, I would really like it, mostly because Davy Jones seems cool. So I want to check it out.
Not to
Having
turn not to turn this into a Kingdom Hearts podcast.
oh my god! Wait,
The
we're not even.
the only time I have given a shit about the other Pirates movies is in Kingdom Hearts 3, where the villains are like, "Ooh, Davy Jones put his heart in a box. That's fascinating." And then they see it and they're like, "What? He put his physical heart in a box? That's gross and weird. We're leaving."
Wait, because Kingdom Hearts, different heart. God fucking.
Yeah, they thought he meant the metaphysical concept of a heart in a box,
which is a thing that can be put in a box in these video games.
Right, they were like, his physical heart, that's gross. Fuck off.
I need a counter for every time that that you manage to bring goddamn Kingdom Hearts into this podcast. God damn.
I got my keyblade off to the side over here.
Wait, that reminds me. When we watch tonight, I can do this because I don't work tomorrow. I need, when we watch tonight, to give me some fucking liquor so I can take a shot every time Vampiro says brother.
I must please request that you don't.
No, but it sounds like such a fun drinking game.
It does, but I like to treat this podcast with some modicum of seriousness. Please.
we this podcast where we find ways to weasel in Kingdom Hearts references.
Hey, but
must draw the line somewhere.
Serious analysis only on this podcast. So I'm gonna have to ask that you don't get wasted.
Hey, we had our serious analysis moment, all right? I had my like brilliant brilliant thesis on why the Katie Vick arc was kind of fine, actually. Well, not actually, but like how it's like okay that it happened overall, cosmically. That's like I feel like I've like delivered and then some for a while. So like I've reached my quota and now I can just get it out, but okay. I will take small sips of like of a like twisted tea or something every time he says brother. How about that? Okay, I know I got low tolerance. My tolerance isn't that bad.
I guess I can't control you. So
my tolerance isn't that bad.
I will merely attempt to shame you into not doing it.
You're no fun anymore. Anyway.
Yes, we have Son of Havoc, Evilise, and Angelico are still the trio's champions. They beat Big Rick, Delavar, Davari, and Cage. Yes. Cage getting a spot on that team by kicking the shit out of Willie Mack.
Tackling him through a goddamn locker.
Yeah, so how about that? Pentagon Jr. defeated Sexy Star in a submission match when Superfly returned and came to the conclusion that actually all of his problems are because of Sexy Star.
I, too, love going down an incel pipeline whenever I, like, lose a wrestling match.
So for some other...
obviously, it was the woman's fault.
Mm-hmm. And then for some other story beats that have happened that weren't as part of a match, we did have Black Lotus returning to the temple, and Chavo Guerrero revealing himself immediately to be a scum traitor dickbag.
Didn't even wait.
Didn't even wait to backstab.
He couldn't hold it in. He's like, I got a backstab. I got the edge. Gotta get my fix. Damn it.
Yep. And then despite her best efforts to beat up 4 dudes in the locker room at once, they do manage to kidnap her, to the crew, I mean, and Chavo kidnap her, and now she is a prisoner in the temple.
Yeah. So I somehow still have no doubt they're gonna find a way to be like, yes, the most obvious way to settle this dispute with my monster brother is in the ring. even though I could just, if I hate you so much, I could just put your face up to his cage and just have him eat it off. But
which is a good transition to the other last thing I got to mention, which is that after the crew has failed Dario Cueto for about the 30th time, he has said enough is enough. One of y'all,
the first 29 times were fine. However,
this is where I draw the line.
This is where I draw number 30. Dario just really hates the number 30. He gets to the end of every month and he's like,
my least favorite day of the month.
My least favorite number. Yes, my mortal enemy, the number 30.
Anyway, yes, the crew decide to Cortez Castro and Mr. Cisco sacrifice Bale to get his face eaten off / pounded in by Matanza Cueto, and it was so bloody and violent that you could tell how gory it was. Dario Cueto got blood on him from across the room, and they didn't even show either person involved in the actual face eating.
Yes, definitely a stylized choice. Definitely not a standard Robert Rodriguez cost-cutting measure. No, sir.
Yes.
I do have to say something from that. I always have to. I've like kind of started to question is, I've seen pictures of Jeff Cobb. While a big dude, I don't see how that man would be able to extend his mouth out through the bars of a cage enough to brutally devour somebody's face off with so much force that specks of blood go flying across the room. Does does the mouth unhinge like a snake and then start chomping? Do we got he's like a nutcracker scenario going out? I want to know what's happening here.
You're gonna need to wait a few more of these podcast episodes before we actually see the monster. So
we're not seeing him until the fucking season finale, are we?
I will not tell you when we see Matanza Cueto for the first time on screen.
Okay.
So for tonight, the first here are the character description. Here are the episode descriptors of episodes 31 and 32. Cueto sets a 4-way match to determine the top contender. Hernandez, Cage, and King Cuerno compete against a returning luchador. Chavo Guerrero and Blue Demon Jr. return to the temple.
Wow, I wonder what returning luchador we could get.
Who could it be? And then all night long, Prince Puma is defending the title against Johnny Mundo in what is essentially an Iron Man match that will take place over the course of the entire episode 32.
Jesus Christ.
So we're on our way. We will be going the distance tonight.
So wild.
And if you would like to watch this episode along with us, well, you can do that by the absolute wonderful world of internet piracy. Because Tubi TV got rid of Lucha Underground. So we can no longer plug Tubi TV as a way to watch Lucha Underground. Instead, you can buy all the episodes digitally on Amazon Prime Video. That's all available. I'm pretty sure somewhere on my iTunes account, I still have all of season 3 purchased. But we are going to, in fact, be pirating it via the Internet Archive, which has all 4 seasons available.
As you do. We do love our Internet Archive here at the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast.
We do. It is real. Between ECW, TNA, and Lucha Underground, Internet Archive is a real one.
Yeah, especially when we are not happy with the streaming service alternatives. Fuck Tubi TV, fuck Peacock.
Fuck them. So yes, we will be back in the second half to discuss Lucha Underground Season 1, Episode 31 and 32.
Nice.
And we are back. We have just finished Lucha Underground Season 1, Episodes 31 and 32. The Desolation of Drago and All Night Long.
Okay, this is going to sound dumb. The fuck is the definition of desolation? Because desolation, a state of complete emptiness or destruction.
That doesn't describe Drago at all.
doesn't describe Drago at all, especially not in this episode. That I
Listen, they just thought it sounded cool. All right.
They definitely it was definitely Lord of the Rings reference first, logic second.
Yep.
If anything, this could have been like the desolation of Blue Demon, or the desolation of the Jobber Squad again, or literally anyone other than fucking Drago.
But Drago's the important person here, so that's who it's going to be the desolation of.
I feel like there's other dragon media you could rip off the name of. The Last Drago? I don't know. Anything. Fucking whatever.
But yes, the first episode was a lot about Drago.
Yeah, speak of the devil, or I guess speak of the dragon, we open on Drago, and and
it is a shot at dusk and they pan up the roof of the Lucha Underground temple, and there stands Drago.
Yeah, that wasn't a terribly long exile for my dragon boy there, but okay.
And then he Batman. He has his dragon wings.
Yes, fucking wings.
And he fucking Batman jumps off the roof.
See, you got Batman. I got Toy Story. This isn't flying. This is falling with style, because he opens up those wings as if he were about to try to fucking fly, and then he just kind of jumps down.
Wow.
And those wings don't seem to really be catching any updrafts or anything. So he's just kind of falling.
Hey, listen. He is the last dragon because he's not very aerodynamic. That was actually the secret.
I feel like that should make you the first dragon to go.
You'd think. But, evolutionary, survival of the fittest can work in very strange and mysterious ways.
So literally all of the dragons then, except for well, I guess including Drago, all of the dragons I'm hearing had Icarus syndrome, because their downfalls, they all, maybe literally flew too close to the sun. And Drago certainly has his aspirations too, but he literally can't because his wings are shit and don't work. But also, how the fuck is he not broken every bone in his body multiple times over by just jumping off buildings when his wings don't work?
Because he's still a Dragon Boy with Dragon Boy Constitution.
And Dragon Boy Constitution doesn't get his bones broken from jumping off several story tall buildings.
Listen, he is a realistic dragon. Dragons would not be able to support their body weight with the wing to fly.
Oh my god.
If you scientifically broke out the wing to body weight ratio,
not the wing to body weight ratio. That's the ultimate fun killer. No.
Drago is merely showing what it would be like if a dragon's aerodynamicism was realistic.
Oh, you could achieve that with an African dragon. Lovely plumage. Yes, the more you know about the aerodynamicism of dragons.
Yes, you could say I'm something of a scholarly expert on dragon aerodynamics. Therefore,
I didn't know that. Did you minor in that in college?
Yes, it was my minor in college, along with my accounting degree.
Along with your, I mean, it's the perfect two things to pair together: accounting and dragon aerodynamics.
Yep.
And all I had was a measly Toy Story reference in my notes, and we managed to snowball it into this. Oh boy, this is gonna be a wild one. Shout out to the opening instrumental for adding a real sense of moment to this shit. And then immediately once Drago jumps to his own not death, because dragon, we go to the temple and we get the juxtaposition of whatever the fuck the band is playing. So this,
they get that little light Mexican
we're getting
pop.
Ding, 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 and I'm like, oh you know what? All right, I'm kind of feeling this. We're approaching the end of the season. It's gonna get kind of nuts in here, and then
Yeah, go back to the lighthearted Mexican folk music band.
I too love getting my sense of moment interrupted by whatever the fuck the band M Bison has to play for us.
Yeah, that was a good joke later, but we start
anyway.
We get to the episode proper. Vampiro on commentary is apologetic about jumping into the ring because he's like, I'm a commentator, I'm not a wrestler, that's not my place, I'm sorry.
It definitely won't happen again.
Yeah, that's the end of that story, of course. Vampiro and Pentagon will have no other interactions.
No, none whatsoever. Although I did appreciate that Vamp was kind of vague about what it was that he was apologizing. Like, obviously we know, but like he never explicitly says, I apologize for jumping in the ring. He just says like, I apologize for like doing what I did. That wasn't my place, yada yada. So I'd like to think my own headcanon is that he was actually apologizing for the multiple accidental cases of manslaughter he committed by saying brother like 6 times in a row to trigger the drinking game people.
All right.
Either way, neither thing will definitely never happen again.
Of course. We open with a rare Dario Cueto in-ring promo. Where he has announced the brilliant idea that has come from his brain. Nobody has ever thought of this idea before.
Yeah.
I'm going to make fun of that kind of thing a couple of times going forward. But he announces Ultima Lucha, which if you couldn't have figured it out, that is the season finale. Is Ultima
no
Lucha.
Way.
And he wants a big-time epic match for Ultima Lucha for the Lucha Underground Championship. So he has decided that what we're going to do is everybody who has fought Prince Puma before for the Lucha Underground Championship will be eligible tonight to fight for a shot at him at Ultima Lucha. He mentions Hernandez, King Cuerno, Cage, and Phoenix, but as he puts it, that Mil Muertes put Phoenix in an early grave, so he is not here tonight. I guess it'll just be a 3-way match.
Wompity womp womp womp. So you're telling me this brilliant idea that Dario Cueto had that nobody's ever had before is a contendership match?
A big significant special named show to revolve your storylines around. No one has ever thought of this before.
Yes. I do have to say, like, the way Dario was clearly so proud of this idea of Ultima Lucha. So this man clearly is just a giant wrestling dork. Like, he clearly has as a character, a deep love for the art form, at least to an extent, which kind of makes the whole evil maniac thing especially funny, because he's basically just like a kid with ADHD who's also a supervillain who's like, I will indulge my special interests and I'll do a bunch of evil shit while doing it.
I don't read it that way at all. I don't read him as having any love for the art form. I read it as he is such a carny shithead that he is happily willing to just like copy ideas and then claim them as his own original concepts.
I see, that would make sense textually, and I get that. It's just literally from his performance, he almost had this like childlike glee in announcing Ultima Lucha, just like the littlest glimmer of it that made me feel like maybe he actually just kind of is a dork for wrestling, and he's like there's a side of him that's just like happy to be like a legitimate wrestling promoter, and it just he's just also like doing this evil villain shtick on the side. I don't know. Either way, I man, Dario Cueto is a character, deep, layered, nuanced, yada yada yada.
Of course. Then Dario, Cueto says that he kind of continues on to another announcement that he is bringing back someone from the temple. Someone was there for the very first episode. Is Blue Demon Jr.
Yeah, Blue Demon's back. Okay.
Who also after basically Chavo beat him into the hospital way back when.
Yeah, and now he's back again. Yay! I just kind of expected he wasn't coming back.
Mhm.
Also, Dario's voice is sounding kind of shot. He doesn't normally sound
Little
like that,
bit.
right?
It did sound a little shot.
That
It's
was,
I don't know what's
it's
going on, but
yelling his head off his crack. I was just kind of worried about him, But yeah,
he's
so
almost got that Tony Khan voice.
oh god. I like Tony Khan's big boy voice. I don't care what people say.
Blue Demon Jr.
Shane's not here. Shane's not here.
Not here. Shane's not here.
Come to think of it, his voice, his like hype voice does kind of actually sound like TK's voice. Huh.
Huh.
Maybe there's like a Little Mermaid thing going on where like TK like Ursula stole Dario Cueto's voice. Now sing, ring the bell. Anyway, yeah. So Blue Demon comes out and everyone's like, yay! And then Dario's like, oh ho ho! But do I have a surprise for you?
Yeah.
And then Chavo comes out with the crew -1. Where's Bale? We don't know, and nobody lampshades that fact.
Well, Dario says that he wants Blue Demon Jr. to be ready for Ultima Lucha. I mean, he's a legend. He deserves to be as part of that spectacular event. But
he deserves
a while.
to, but he still got to earn it anyway. Well, fuck you.
Because he's got ring rust. He doesn't want Blue Demon to be not ready. So he's prepared him a match tonight, and it is with Chavo at the crew again. No Bale in sight. What happened to him? Who could really say?
Who knows? No one really seems confused by this fact. I think Striker Vamp briefly calls out the fact there are only 2 members of the crew, but don't seem like terribly curious about where the third one went. So I guess we're just not acknowledging.
Because who truly cares about Bale?
You know what? Great point. That's why he's the one that got his face eaten off. But yeah, Blue Demon over here in a full ass suit, and Dario's still sending him directly into a match. Okay.
Yeah. So when he first says it, he says he has a match tonight, and then Chavo comes out into the ring
in
he
full
gets
gear.
In the ring. Yeah, he's in his gear, and and Dario's like, actually, this match is starting right now.
Right now, fuck you.
Yeah. So Blue Demon, and he also says that this match will be anything goes.
Yeah, and of course, that means we got a ref by Rick fucking Knox.
Yeah, and if you can't tell where this is all going to go, then I think you must be new to Lucha Underground. Because Blue Demon Jr., despite his best efforts, wrestling in a fucking suit even, this is an ass whooping by Chavo Guerrero and the crew.
I know he said anything goes, but I feel like this whole numbers game bullshit is still a little like a little off kilter. Like just brought like we can't get a couple lackeys out here for Blue Demon to have back him up. No,
he has no friends here. He is too busy being in the hospital.
Dario Cueto just making absolutely no qualms about just proudly showing off what a flagrantly evil bastard he is one of my favorite things about this show. Like, he is just evil, and he's openly evil, and he's just like, what are you gonna do about it? And everyone's just kind of like, oh shit, I don't know, actually.
I guess we're gonna do nothing.
I guess nothing. I mean, we're all like trained fighters here who could probably easily whip this man's ass if we wanted to, but nah, we don't need to.
We need the money too much to fight this.
It's true. It's Dario's just literally like, he has this fucking stacks of bills in his drawers, and everyone's like, damn it, I need one of those. Fine.
Well, put up with the bullshit.
But also, like, I feel like Blue Demon Jr. is someone who shouldn't be subjected to that. He is, like, a legend and could probably just wrestle wherever the fuck he wanted. So I don't know why he's putting up with this shit, but okay. I feel like the Underground Fight Club's a bit of a downgrade for him,
Listen, big man did not handle his finances very well. So he's gotta take any gig he can take, including the Underground Fight Club.
I guess you could say he's got the financial blues. Anyway.
Moving on.
So
it's a super one-sided match. I mean,
there's a
get the
great
kendo stick out. They start hitting him with that.
Yeah. So two things. First, on the one-sided thing, there was a great spot where, like, kind of the first time the crew jumps in against Blue Demon, Mr. Cisco attacks Blue Demon, and you can kind of see, like, the way the camera angle is, like, Mr. Cisco comes in from, like, behind the camera and starts wailing on Blue Demon from the front, and you can kind of see Cortez Castro from behind is kind of, like, looking on, and then
waiting for his spot.
Fights off Cortez Castro a little bit, and then, or fighting off Mr. Cisco a little bit, and then Cortez Castro's like, oh yeah, wait, probably gonna be a good idea if I jumped on this too. Yeah,
Then, the camera angle did no favors to showing Cortez just waiting for his spot.
It's like the gears slowly like turning in his mind and like smoke's coming out his ear. And he's like, oh yeah, I do fight now.
Yeah, I have a thing to do.
Yeah. Also, you mentioned this weapon. Our boy Matt Stryker clearly having another malapropism by calling what is very clearly a Singapore cane a kendo stick.
No, like I told you. It is part of the Philadelphia regional dialect to call it a Singapore cane. Everywhere else, it's a kendo stick.
Wait, hold on. Well, I'm from Pittsburgh, and I've never heard the phrase Singapore cane. Oh no, not in Pittsburgh. No, it's a Philadelphia Philadelphia term. It's a regional dialect. What region? Philadelphia. Yeah, and you call them Singapore canes, despite the fact this is clearly a kendo stick. Well, you know, one thing I should. Excuse me a moment. Just doing the fucking steamed ham. Striker's doing the steamed ham memes over here with the kendo stick. I fucked that up so bad, but I don't care. It was worth it.
The Aurora Borealis. At this time of day, at this time of year, located directly in your temple. Yes.
Yeah.
May I see it? No.
The Eldritch Horror Monster at this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely in your fight club. Yes. May I see it?
May I see it?
No. Yeah, and cut to more like shots of Matanza's cage without a single shot of what the fuck Matanza actually looks like.
Yeah. So
beautiful.
After this,
we're on a roll tonight, buddy.
After this absolutely botched steamed hams joke.
Yeah.
So eventually,
I thought it was great.
The crew hits Blue Demon with like a double stomped into a DDT.
Yep.
And then they hold Blue Demon Jr. down for Chavo to hit the frog splash for the 1, the 2, and the 3.
Yeah,
Chavo Guerrero wins. Go to hell, Blue Demon Jr.
Yeah, and then we cut back to Drago, and then it's back to like the fucking epic ass orchestral music again. And at this point, I have to wonder if just Drago has his like phone in his pocket. And it's got like Spotify on blast and it's just playing like an epic orchestral score. And so like it's just following him wherever he goes. Like the only reason we're hearing like that music is completely diegetic and it's just Drago like playing his own like hype music orchestral tunes playlist on his fucking phone.
Yeah. So
just
he walks
through it without headphones in.
He walks into the temple, and then he puts his wings out again. And I just now realized what the wing thing made me think of. It didn't make me think of Batman.
Yes.
It made me think of the episode of Looney Tunes where Wile E. Coyote gets a flying suit.
Well,
he gets the Roadrunner, and he looks to like a complete dork.
Yeah.
And it can barely fly.
Hey, this overwrought dragon costume that can't even fly with its fucking wings is totally epic and badass. Shut up.
So Drago got those wings from Acme.
I see. the added to the list of things that exist in the Lucha Underground universe, Acme Incorporated, and by extension the entire Looney Tunes. Oh no!
Well, that's how this. Well,
No!
that's how the inferred apocalypse happened.
Oh
Is
no!
Acme.
I just had a terrible mental image of what Space Jam 3 could look like with that in mind. Oh no!
Space Jam 3, but it's just Lucha Underground.
But it's Looney Tunes teamed up with Lucha Underground.
Oh, a lot of bloody murder on that one.
Oh no! Hey, I'm sad now.
This one's not going to be child friendly.
This one's not going to. Well, look, I at this point they're not trying to appeal to the kids. They're trying to appeal to, like, at that point they'd be appealing to, like, the jaded 50-year-olds who are just there for, like, their next hit of, like, nostalgia injected directly into their veins. It would definitely be rated R. Bugs Bunny and Lola would have extremely graphic sex, and everyone. While Dario Cueto, like, peeps in, because of course he'd be a pervert like that.
Also, you're wrong. Bugs Bunny is gonna fuck Catrina.
Oh shit! Yeah, Bugs Bunny's into that whole, like, licking thing. Oh well, so. But also, like, Catrina and Mill are inseparable. So clearly, one of two things happening. They're either going to be having a three-way, or Bugs Bunny is Catrina's bull, while Mill sits there getting cocked. What the fuck are we doing tonight? No.
Why? Why?
Hey, you yes-anded me, motherfucker, okay? Rules of improv.
And you.
Yeah, rules of improv. You don't say no, you say yes and.
Well, I'm saying no right now. This is
Boo.
it. I am cutting. I am drawing a line at cuckoldry.
This podcast out of context, that needs to be put on a shirt.
I draw the line at cuckoldry.
I am drawing a line at cuckoldry, Austin Leach.
Yep, that is the thing I said in a public place.
Oh my god! Oh god! And it's only gonna get weirder from here, folks. I'm terribly sorry. Yeah.
We shall move on from this. I was really just gonna do a cute little Wile E. Coyote joke, and we managed to get to Bugs Bunny cucking Mil Muertes. So this is why improv comedy is of the devil, folks.
Don't listen to him. Come to the improv side. It's fun, kids. You can make up whatever reality you want with no consequences.
Anyway, we move on.
Austin regretting his life choices over here.
Oh, very much so.
It's like, why did I start a podcast with this buffoon again?
This podcast is quitting next week.
So I'm not allowed to quit the show when Jerry Lawler gets to ride the hoe train, but you're allowed to quit the show over a simple little cuckoldry joke. I see how it is.
Yes, I have the authority over this podcast.
I'm sorry, I'm not respecting your authority.
No, I am forcing you here like an MST3K, they're forced. That's the dynamic.
Oh my god. Anyway.
Yeah, so Chavo Guerrero goes and decides to go do some light taunting at Black Lotus, who is in the cage next to Matanza.
Again, really don't understand why they don't just feed her to Matanza, but okay. Plot.
Fortunately, there is a second cage in this.
That's really convenient. Like, do you is it? I wonder if it's like a slightly smaller cage that Dario transfers Matanza into whenever he feels he needs to like clean Matanza's other cage, you know? They gotta like replace the substrate and like refill his water dish. And
But
clean bedding.
Black Lotus is rightfully like, you betrayed me, you piece of shit.
I believe the exchange went something to the effect of, "You're a liar. I'm a Guerrero. That's what I said. You're a liar."
Yeah, it's a Guerrero. A Guerrero is a liar. That was redundant.
For the record, folks, those first two those first two lines were legitimately what were said. "You're a liar. I'm a Guerrero.
I'm a Guerrero. You're a liar. I'm a Guerrero." Corporate would like you to tell me the difference between those two sentences.
They're the same sentence. Yeah. And Guerrero Chavo following up that incredible little exchange by then saying, "After what I did to Blue Demon, all of Mexico is going to be too scared to come after me."
I think he is very overconfident by this.
Yeah,
he can beat up one like 50-year-old man. So all of Mexico will fear him.
I guess he doesn't need to extort Dario anymore. All he need to do is beat up one dude in a suit, and all of a sudden, like, oh shit, the entire fucking country of Mexico is far too frightened to ever look at him the wrong way again.
We can't do anything. We can't attack him ever again, man. He took out Blue Demon Jr.
I'm personally very afraid of hucksters who relentlessly beat up 50-year-old men with kendo sticks. My worst fear. I dream of this stuff and wake up in a cold sweat, you know?
Chavo Guerrero really said, "How many times I got to teach you this lesson, old man?"
and then he's gonna go strolling back into Mexico, like thinking there's no problem. Then all of Mexico's gonna turn to him. "How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?" And the cycle continues in perpetuity.
Yes.
Then we cut over to Dario taking a piss.
And in the bathroom mirror, Drago just appears.
I mean, of course, Dario's in the bathroom. What happens in the bathroom? If you answered taking a piss, you're wrong. It's actually conversations with Drago. Of course Drago's here.
Drago accosting Dario in the bathroom.
Yeah, and Dario just kind of has this look on this whole time, like, "Bro, I have my dick out here. What the hell?
Hey, bro, what are we doing?
Hey, what are we doing? Why are you looking at my dick, man?"
But Drago, he demands to be in the number 1 contenders match tonight because he also previously faced Prince Puma. And I do have to ask, how did Drago hear about that?
Yeah. Is it part of the dragon lore that he has super hearing?
I guess because I otherwise don't know how he knew about it.
I wonder if he has like someone on the inside, you know, who's like texting him, and like he saw on his Apple Watch, like, "Oh shit, Dario's talking about people who face Puma. Well, I've faced Puma.
I got an opportunity. Wow.
Let's fall." Let's fall to the temple to get my revenge or whatever.
Yeah. So at first Dario's like, "I can't do that. You're banned." And then he literally like walks away from Dario and then like shakes with rage. Goes, "Let
and gets
me
his voice
fight!"
pitch shifted in post. Yeah, gets his voice pitch shifted in post to show that he means serious business. TM.
Yes. So Dario Cueto is like, okay, he accepts that a loophole has been found. But here's the thing: he has an added condition to let Drago back in this match, is that if he loses, he not only is still banned from the fucking temple, but also he will be unmasked if he loses.
To which I would like to think this literal Dragon Man's response was, at least in his head, "What mask? What are you talking about? This is my face.
This is my regular." If he loses, he try to like pull the mask off, and it just nothing happens.
Yeah, it's like one of those cartoon segments. Like, a mask coming off any second. Come on, get. Dario's like off the floor, got his like feet up on Drago's chest, and he's just like trying to tug the mask off. He's like, get off. That's a really good mask you got there.
Yep.
But sure, what he kind of agrees. Also, then I have to wonder if this was like some sort of like error on the editing team's part, or if this was like a weird little random moment of sudden momentary art house symbolism, because we got away from the scene to, for the briefest of seconds, a random shot of a spider before we cut away to commercial.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
Is that like, was it a mistake on the editing team, or is it like Dario's a malicious spider spinning his web? Because if it is, that's dope. But also, if it is, why the fuck is that the only instance of anything like that we've gotten in this entire series?
I got no idea. I got no idea why they decided to.
That fucking cinematographer, man. The Lucha Underground cinematographer's getting experimental again.
All right,
dumbass is getting too big for his britches.
All right, it's time for the rest of our time with Lucha Underground. We have to think. We have to keep bringing up the spider and trying to figure out the meaning of the spider.
Yes, and or just constantly continue to berate the Lucha Underground cinematographer, shaking our fists whenever we need to find out his fucking name so that we can curse him every time there's some weird shit going on camera.
Sure. But then we move on to the second match of episode 31, the Disciples of Death.
Yeah. Man, the Dark Order sure looks different.
Yeah, this is not how I remember them.
Yeah.
This is the OG Dark Order. Where's the human throne?
Servants of Death Hungy.
But yes, they all come out in their skull masks.
Yes.
And one of them is wearing a shirt. Two are not wearing a shirt. I'll be honest, I can't tell any of them apart.
Wow.
I can look up their names.
Wow. Racist against skeleton people. How could you?
I am unfortunately quite racist against zombie necromancers. It is, I admit, a prejudice that I must overcome.
Canceled, anyway.
And they, well, I should be noted is on their entrance is that they do like lightning electricity effects.
Yeah.
As they're walking through the ring, and the lights start going out in the temple.
Yeah, new servants of Death Lord dropped. They control electricity.
Yeah, and Stryker had quite a few lines that I made sure to write down from this segment, including that these are the forces of mortality, in this case, death.
Yeah, I'm glad you were on Stryker watch, because I had a zillion other things I was writing down, and I heard you catch that, and I'm like, I didn't even know who the fuck over my head.
I'm always on Stryker watch.
I know that we've delegated so well when it comes to our lucha. We have this shit down to a science. All right, you're on Stryker watch. I'm on Vamp watch. It's the perfect delegation of responsibilities. No one can ever.
Yes. So their opponents are a debuting Bengala,
indeed,
Masquerita Sagrada.
Indeed.
Pimpinella Escarlata.
Indeed. My fucking fame is back. She's back, boys. Let's fucking go. And they brought some dude named Bengala Tool. Yay.
He is a tiger.
And they're definitely going to get the dub here, right? Right?
Sure.
Right.
Bengala and Pimpinella color coordinate really well with the white with the black. Light and dark.
Yeah.
Man, this is some real deep shit here. Pimpinella starts, and my other vampire Matt Stryker line of the match really is in trying to show a contrast between the Disciples of Death and Pimpinella Escarlata. He says, and I quote, they worship death, the afterlife, Pimpinella, the liver of the free life.
Yeah, okay. Really trying to make that work. Also, Stryker and Vamp out here with the fucking cat puns for Bengala. God damn it.
They did all of them, really.
Every single one. I'm sure there was a 9 Lives quip and stuff. They were just firing too fast for me to even keep
9 Lives quip. Matt Stryker was like, I talked to Bengala earlier today. He said he was feeling feline.
Yeah, something endangered.
Yeah, at one point they mentioned that Bengala is like he's endangered. because it's a cat. He's a tiger. It's a dangerous.
Yeah, I see. He operates on Drago logic of he just is the creature that he cosplays as.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
A lot of the early part of this match was basically the good guys just dicking on the disciples.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit! It was kind of great to see. They got some really cool spots against them, and Bengala won me over really quick. That man is fucking good.
Yeah, he's crazy athletic. I mean, he's doing these springboard jumping moonsaults off the ropes, crazy shit. At one point, he does a spinning dive to the outside. He tried spinning. That's a good trick.
No, that was so dope. He dives and he fucking like corkscrews through the air as he does it. It's insane. Does he have a presence outside Lucha Underground that you know of?
You know, just standard like Lucha Libre shit.
That's fair. I wasn't sure if he's like one of those guys who has a completely different identity elsewhere and is like
No, he's just Bengala.
Yeah. I learned from Daniel that Pimpinella like is a thing outside of Lucha Underground, that she's been on the Big Gay Brunch before.
Yeah, probably. I don't know specifically which one, but yeah,
I think it was this year. I think it was this year he said she was on.
Oh, I'd buy that. Yeah, that's pretty sure.
Yeah. So fucking dope. That makes me so happy because I love Pimpinella and she gets some great spot. God, she's so fun. I love her. But yeah. So
the disciples were smart enough to avoid her ass-based offense.
True. They knew that would truly be her downfall. No one can withstand Pimpinella's magnificent ass.
But eventually, the disciples kind of just stopped dicking around. It helps when basically like Masquerita Sagrada got his ass handed to him.
Which Vamp and Striker Vamp is like really cheering for some reason.
Vampiro got super into the Disciples of Death winning and doing well.
Yeah, Vamp kind of started like heel commentating during this match, and I don't know why.
Vampiro got strangely cynical at some point here, just cheering for death, which based, but
true. I too, Vamp, welcome.
It came out of nowhere.
I long for the embrace of the Dark Void Mother, but you know, maybe not here. You know.
Yeah, so they start doing all of the disciples basically start whooping ass, and eventually they have Pimpinella is knocked down into the ropes, and I yell to Catrina to hit her with the rock, and instead Catrina does a lick of death.
As you do.
And basically what the disciples do with Pimpinella Escarlata is that they lift her up in like a coffin carry, like some like carry kind of a thing, and then they slam them down forward to win the match, the 1, 2, and the 3. The disciples have made their presence felt here in the
Fuck you. I will say, sad as I am that my faves lost, there is kind of a cool storytelling to this match where like it almost feels like throughout it the disciples are like zombies who are gaining their composure and like figuring out how to operate in ring, and then as they figure it out they start dominating. It's cool and it's effective storytelling, but also fuck you.
You know, I mean, if you want to get like overly symbolic about it, you know, if the liver of the free lives is they're riding high at the start, but you know, death comes for us all.
Oh my god. Yeah. I think either Vamp or Striker, maybe both, were like low-key kind of like death and taxes posting at some point throughout the match.
They were. It's like they were like you get the jokes and the high times, but everyone dies eventually.
Yeah, it was so fucking bizarre. They're like yeah, Vamp was like, they make a joke out of Lucha Libre, and Striker's like, well, yeah, that's life. You make jokes, but then death comes for you. And I'm like, Jesus, guys, are you okay? Please, I'm begging you, get some fucking therapy or something.
There's some really doom posting out here on commentary.
Yeah, so fuck them for disrespecting my girl like that, but of course that's the way it was gonna go. Walk it.
Yeah, waggy. So we then move on to Dario Cueto's office where Johnny Mundo comes in, and he wants to know why he wasn't in the #1 contenders match because he has faced Prince Puma before. And Dario explains that it's because he expects Johnny Mundo to walk into Ultima Lucha as the champion.
Yeah, which Dario Cueto suddenly shifting allegiances to be cool with Johnny Mundo. Definitely nothing sus about that. But damn, I can already see it now. Dario Cueto sitting down in a darkened room, giving an interview and going, when you really think about it, Puma screwed Puma.
But Dario explains how he doesn't hold grudges.
Yeah, so you gave me a black eye. Who cares? I look great in sunglasses.
Oh yeah, Dario Cueto's best quote.
That was such a great line.
Mm-hmm. So Dario kind of goes over Johnny's like heel moves now, how he put Alberto El Patron through a window, and he's like, you know what? I love this new Johnny. And then he wants to see that unleashed on Puma. So, and he asked Johnny if he thinks Johnny says I don't think I'm better than Prince Puma. I know I am. And Dario announces in a never before thought of match. No one has ever thought of this idea before. It is an all night long match.
Oh my God. So original. Fuck. What a genius. Fuck.
It is an Iron Man match. Where I will go over the rules to that more when we get to
it. What is that? What kind of derivative shit is that? No, all night long match. Oh man, what a visionary. We are not worthy. Oh.
Of course. And Johnny Dario offers his hand, and Johnny goes, Dario, you just might be the best boss I've ever had. Real low bar to clear on that one, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Who else have you worked for again? Jonathan.
But I'll be honest, if I looked at Dario Cueto in totality, I'm not sure he clears that bar.
No, but he's stroking Mundo's ego. So that's all he needs, really.
But I have, but yes, so they shake hands and we move on to
what's the difference between a good wrestling boss and a bad wrestling boss? Whether or not you're getting put over.
You can take that one to the bank, kids. We move to our main event of episode 31. Cage versus King Cuerno versus Hernandez versus Drago. And Matt Stryker calls Drago a Dark Knight. And I was like, yes, because he has the Batman wings.
Drago's not the luchador Lucha Underground needs, but the one it deserves.
Actually, it goes the other way around.
Okay, wait, does it? Because I swear to God, I always think it goes the other way around because I'm like, the way I just said it is really fucking dumb, and then I look it up and I see it actually is that, and it is that dumb. I swear to God, I've had this before with that quote. I swear to God, I'm not what it needs, but what it deserves. Because
he's the hero Gotham deserves, but not the one it needs right now. So we'll hunt him.
Okay. So. Oh, that's why I think the line is stupid. Because I feel like it should be the other way around if it's like the one he deserves, not the one they deserve, so they'll still hunt him. Like, whatever. This fucking movie, meme, quote, whatever. I guess it could make sense. I don't know. I'm not going down a Dark Knight tangent right now.
Listen, Drago's just trying to send a message.
He's just trying to send... Show that this underground fight temple is full of people ready to believe in good.
Drago with his new scaly face mask. You want to know how I got these scars?
Yeah. Dude, honestly, Drago's makeup combined with the mask here is fucking sick. Yeah. Oh my God. Like, he's got an all black getup. He's got like all black like face makeup that seamlessly blends in with his mask, and you can't tell where one starts and the other end, and like it drips down to his neck and his chest a little bit. Oh my God, It's so goddamn cool. That's so dope. Oh my god, what a
Yeah.
great.
So this match, I'm sad to say I don't have a ton of individual like spot by spot notes on it, as I never do. But I will say it was a very fun match that did a lot to play off of pre-existing relationships between these characters. Because they all have them. As a quick reminder, Hernandez cost Cage the Lucha Underground Championship against Prince Puma. That was how he debuted, in fact. Meanwhile, Hernandez also interfered on Puma's behalf to cost Drago the match that got him kicked out of the temple. King Cuerno also was in a short-lived tag team with Cage that failed to capture the trios titles away from Fun and Dysfunctional. And Cuerno and Drago was one of the first big feuds we covered as part of Lucha Underground, because we practically skipped ahead to post Aztec Warfare.
Yeah, the storyline section here is insanely good booking. Like, I don't know whose idea this was, but like all of those moving parts intersected so beautifully. It was kind of dope, kind of once you realize all the connections that were there. Hey, taking it back to the spider, sure is a neat little spider web that Dario weaved here. Hey.
Yeah, a lot of
sorry, go ahead.
Just a lot of cool individual face-offs and kind of moments. We see, Cuerno and Drago get a lot of time to work together, face off. Hernandez and Cage do their Hoss battle fight. Cage and Cuerno mostly fight, but also when they get an opportunity to, they tag team Drago.
Yeah, no, it's really
back
cool.
The tag team.
They have like a temporary alliance, and it's kind of dope to see the camaraderie again between them, even though they later then go back to trying to beat each other the fuck up again. I love momentary alliances in matches like these. They're so much fun to watch. It's like these little tenuous strategic partnerships happening for a brief second. It adds so much flavor.
Yeah, and then to continue the theme that we've had ever since Hernandez is here is like he is the strongest boy yet. Is we get a moment where all three other members of the match, including Brian Cage, who jumps halfway across the ring for an elbow drop, everybody hits a top rope move on Hernandez in succession.
And he's still fine. Yeah, Cage with the flippy shit here, dude. That was insane.
Cage also showed off the full range of his athleticism because sure, he also was doing crazy springboard moonsaults and shit. But also, there was a moment early in the match where he is staring down Cuerno. Drago is on the top rope, jumps over Cuerno, and Cage catches him with one hand.
Yeah,
and then throws him over his back while the whole time staring down Cuerno.
Makes it look effortless as shit. What the hell? That was so cool.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Also, rewinding a little bit, speaking of Hernandez, when Hernandez made his entrance, someone in the crowd was really hot for him. Like, I just heard, like, as Hernandez entered, like, a lot of kind of, like, muffled booing, and one person go, like, oh my god, it's Hernandez! Someone was, we were quite in the tank for Mr. Hernandez. Man, that strut, man, it just it does things to you, you know. Also, as we like went into as we like segued into the match, Stryker called Vampiro's interviews. I think he was talking about this like in relation to Brian Cage when he was making his entrance.
Yes. He was.
Stryker called Vampiro's interviews controversial and legendary, and one of those is true.
One of those is in fact true. Yes.
One of those is a true statement. The other, but yeah, but essentially at one point we cut over and we see fucking Killshot standing atop one of the platforms, just like stalker staring at the match.
Yeah, he was here to say whose house? Killshot's house.
Obviously.
Yes, but he hangs out up there with a spotlight on him the entire rest of the match.
Yeah, kind of nice of the spotlight guy to just kind of shine something on him. You think all the lights would be directed to the
we had a leftover.
Stage, but like, yeah. I mean, if you ask nicely enough, you know, the guy's willing to help you out a little bit. Cuerno takes exception to this because there can only be one like murder killing
only one
gimmick in this
hunter
company.
gimmick around
Only
here.
one hunter gimmick. Yeah. I mean, one of them is
Because at
hunting
one-
humans, ostensibly, probably more than like animals, but close enough.
Still too much
Cuerno has
gimmick
taken exception.
infringement.
Yeah. So he like does the like bow and arrow spot pointing
he
at
sets up for the arrow from the depths of hell, and he looks straight at Killshot before he does it.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for more of that, I suppose.
Yeah, but basically we do some suicide dives to kind of take most everyone else out of the match. It comes down to Drago and Cuerno. Drago spits the green mist right in Cuerno's face, and then he does some cool roll up kind of maneuver shit and pins Drago 1, 2, 3. Pins Cuerno, 1, 2, 3. Drago wins the match. He is back in Lucha Underground.
Yes,
he is set to face Prince Puma at Ultima Lucha.
Again, kind of a weirdly short exile, but my Dragon Boy's back. I'll take it. Yay!
It was a little telegraphed how this was going to go when it became Drago must unmask if he loses, as opposed to continual. You're just fired a second time.
Yeah. That's that. Yeah. Oof.
But Drago gets welcome back chance. Prince Puma comes out and he does get booed a little bit when he first comes out before everyone decides to start cheering for him. But they get a face-to-face, Puma and Drago. The title match is set, or is it? Because we cut to Dario Cueto in his office, peeking through the blinders in his window, and a hand comes and taps him on the shoulder. You know what this is, as he turns around and Catrina is sitting in his chair. And she asks why Mil Muertes was not put in the number 1 contenders match. And Dario explains, well, I mean, Mil Muertes has never faced Prince Puma before for the title. And Catrina explains, and that is why Prince Puma is still champion.
Yeah.
And so she grabs Dario by the key, the Matanza key that he keeps around his neck, and just chokes him out for about like 2 minutes.
She just like, and he's like, I think no, he wanted the contendership, and just like absolutely no problem. Catrina just like, fine, like, bro, risking murdering this guy is whatever. She really said, if my boyfriend can choke people, so can I. And Dario said, well, mark me down as scared and horny.
She chokes him, starts going about how Mil will destroy everyone in his way. So why are you in his way?
Yeah.
And Dario explains that he didn't know that Mil Muertes wanted the title.
She's like, fuck you, everyone wants the title.
And she says that Mil Muertes, like all men, want
mortal
power.
Or immortal.
Mortal or immortal want power. So why are you in his way?
And then he kind of gives a cop out of like a contendership match against Drago or something.
He does. He says he basically says that Mil Muertes will face Drago in 2 weeks for the number 1 contenders at Ultima Lucha. And he says, good choice.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It was kind of a cop out, and I thought she was gonna put more pressure on to just send him directly to Puma, but she
respects that Drago already earned a spot. What's one more guy for Mil to murder?
She's like, look, okay, fine. I know it's hard to book a wrestling show, so fine, sure, whatever. If that's what works for you, then you can fit us in that way. Then you can fit us in that way. Sure thing, whatever. I guess I can stop joking you now. And Dario's like, yay.
But before she goes, she makes sure to tell Dario that monster he's keeping in the cage in the basement is no match for Mil Muertes.
And Dario looks deeply horrified that she knows about the monster in the cage. So, guess we'll find out more about that.
Yes, but it will be a hot minute. This is we get episode 32, really kind of the most unique episode of Lucha Underground yet or ever, as it is indeed a one match show. We start immediately with no pre credits kind of opening scene, and we just cut straight to the ring. Matt and Vampiro explain what the gimmick here is, and then we cut to Melissa Santos to announce the match, and both competitors, to save time, are already in the ring.
Yeah. Vamp calls Striker a sexy rock star, so new Striker lore just dropped. We cut over to the competitors in the ring. We introduce the challenger first, Johnny Mundo, and Johnny's standing up at the top rope or middle rope or whatever, and he's just kind of like he kind of looks down at one point. And he kind of has this look on his face like, where's my hair, Wind?
What? I'm supposed to have like
I'm
what?
supposed to. My hair's supposed to flow in the breeze. Why is there no breeze for my hair to flow in?
I do the thing, and my hair flows, and time slows down. What's going on?
Yeah, he's very confused. But yeah. And we start going into the match. And okay, Vamp. I know I'm supposed to be on Vamp, but Vamp started saying such wild shit in such rapid succession. I couldn't even keep up. Something about flying around the world a million times. Something about an iPod replay button. Maybe trying to gaslight us about how he feels about Johnny Mundo.
Yeah, okay. I remember all of those. Is that they're talking about the endurance and how hard it will be to get either of them to submit by saying both these guys have enough fuel to fly around the world 200 million times.
Very specific number. Would love to see how the
okay, hold on.
For figuring that
how much fuel does it take to fly around the world?
I guess it would be a rather easy equation to pull up, wouldn't it?
How much fuel? Okay, how much fuel? Let's see. Well, I suppose this is a mathematical equation. Let's see. World circumference. The world is
we're going hard.
40,075 kilometers.
Okay.
3,000 kilometers in fuel is. How much fuel do you use per kilometer? How many liters?
I'm at the edge of my seat here, folks.
So, okay. Liters divided by distance times 100 equals liters per 100 kilometers.
Okay.
This is important shit here, folks. So, 40,000. Actually, I wouldn't know how many liters it takes. So, but 40, I can do the math on 40,000 on how many kilometers of fuel worth of fuel they got in the tank.
Okay.
We can get this far into the math. So
the numbers, Mason.
5 times 200. Let me make sure I have the right number of zeros here. It's very complicated. All right. So that is 8.15 to the 12th power. That's a lot of zeros, is all I have to say about that. They have a lot of fuel in the tank, is what I'm going to.
Thank you. That was definitely a huge contribution past what Striker and Vamp were giving us. I appreciate your dedication.
Listen here. It's very difficult to come up with these things on the fly.
Mason. The numbers.
I checked the numbers, and they said that these guys can go like 8 quadrillion kilometers or whatever.
Oh, that is what the numbers mean. Thank you. Very helpful. Yeah. So there was that. He said he had Johnny Mundo throwing Alberto Patron through Dario Cueto's office, whatever, on his iPod replay button, which I didn't know.
He had the replay button on his iPod.
Had a replay button.
Yeah. And then he tries to say that he always knew from the beginning that Johnny Mundo was a snake, which I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, I doubt that. Also, but then he kind of like double gaslights us because he then kind of proceeds to like kind of be into Johnny Mundo. He's like, I like this new Johnny Mundo. He's kind of into it. So he's like, Johnny Mundo is a two-faced snake, but I'm also kind of into it.
Kind of great though.
Vamp's kind of starting to heel post on commentary a little bit.
So Puma and Mundo exchange a handshake of honor to begin the match.
True.
And it is noted that there is no Conan tonight because he felt like Prince Puma was ready for this and he did not need him. And true to form, no Conan. He is not part of the match at all. So the first part of the match, really up to the first commercial break, was mostly a lot the feeling out process, as they say. It was a lot of chain wrestling back and forth, kind of just not doing anything too crazy. It's like they both knew that they had like 50 minutes to go here.
Yeah.
So to be clear, it's about the Iron Man match. Is basically an Iron Man match. The match is however long they say the match is. And whoever has the most pinfalls and submissions at the end of the match is the winner. It is an endurance test.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
And honestly, some of them can be really boring. I did not think this one was.
No, this one was dope.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it kind of read as like the perfect thing for like Baby's first Iron Man match for me.
I could see that.
It kind of hit the sort of beats you could expect from a match like this, where it's like, whoever has the most at the end of it. So that means there's gonna someone's gonna get an early lead, and then the shit's gonna get messy, and then there's gonna be a tie right before the end. It's gonna be a real nail biter who gets that final one. So pretty standard from what I expected, but like it was entertaining. All the content was right there. What's especially cool is like you can really see the evolution of Mundo and Puma's in-ring chemistry as from at the beginning of the season. They both come along with their work together has evolved. Things are a bit more grander, a bit more developed. There's an added energy and aggression to it. I thought like it kind of showed a cool, stark growth from where we were at the beginning of the show.
Yeah. But right after the first commercial, Prince Puma gets a quick roll-up pin for the first pin of the show. 1-0 Puma. By the way, now I'm going to bring this up, is that after every commercial break, they flashed up the timer to show how much time was left in the match.
Okay.
Interestingly to me is that the timer was much more in tune with the actual length of the episode left and not what it would be, presuming an hour-long time slot with commercials. I kept track of this throughout the night, and it was basically the timer was always about 1 to 2 minutes less than however much was left over with the video, and that's the video is minus commercials. So they seem to kind of use the timer. They worked the timer a little bit. It wasn't quite accurate all the way through, but it seemed like they used the timer more to kind of keep track of the actual length of time left of wrestling, and not just like this is going to take place at like 15 minutes past the hour, so the clock needs to say 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting. It doesn't matter now, anymore. But it is an interesting fact because the gimmick of an Iron Man match that is however long this TV show is kind of unique. It's kind of a unique concept, and no one ever really does that. Because that's weird.
Yeah, it's only
it's
really
the
thing that Lucha Underground can get away with, like with a smaller roster and like free fucking tickets. So it's not like if you're going and seeing literally only one match, it's not that much of a disappointment to not see more. And also they batch tape shit, so you're gonna see more stuff anyway.
Yeah, and it's only an hour-long show, so like you can get away with like one match is the whole show. NXT did that once with Samoa Joe versus Sami Zayn, but that was 2 out of 3 falls, and it wasn't explicitly like this is going to take an hour. It just happened to take an hour.
Boy.
It It was pretty dope. It was pretty cool though to like watch it and be like, and kind of realize like, oh shit, they're gonna go the whole fucking episode.
That would be that sounds like it's dope. I mean, we had the similar thing with Hangman and Danielson.
That realization of like, oh fuck, they're going
like, oh fuck, that's got its own cool thing. But like seeing the endurance test like marked so concretely by that timer had its own kind of cool effect of like really making you realize just how long these two guys are going for. Holy crap.
Yeah, so anyway, after that first fall, which by the way, that is I took note of the crowd really fucking hates Johnny Mundo, my man.
Dude,
you started getting Johnny Puto chants is when I wrote that down.
Yeah. A few oh, sorry, go ahead.
There's a few comments from the fans throughout the night that I also took note of that kind of caught on camera. Picked up.
Yeah, no, there were some good. There were some good ones. Go for it.
Oh, you go ahead.
No, I just have a few commentator notes in a row that I was greatly amused by. Speaking of NXT, Vamp talks about how he's been champion all over the world, which I didn't realize he worked for NXT to get such a designation.
That's true. That's the NXT designation.
Yeah, has been a champion all over the world. Yeah.
I didn't think Vampiro won the TNA title.
Truly the most worldwide of all the titles. Bigoted ass announcers continue to hate little people because now Striker's getting in on like the anti-little people crusade, and fuck both of you. What is wrong with both of your bigoted asses?
I'll come back to that when we actually get to where in the match he said that. But basically, I kind of noted that like after the 1-0 lead change, Mundo kind of kicks it up a notch and starts getting more aggressive as if he realizes like, oh fuck, I'm behind now. Now I got to beat him twice to take the lead.
Yeah, his in-ring storytelling is dope here.
Yeah, I made a note where it looked like Prince Puma was trying to drop kick Johnny Mundo, and Johnny Mundo just drop kicked him in midair in response.
Yeah, he's like, fuck your drop kick. I'm gonna do it instead. No,
yeah. So Johnny Mundo sets up Puma for the end of the world. Puma grabs Johnny Mundo's leg to stop him. And then Johnny Mundo just kind of rolls back and roll up pins Puma, but also has a hold of the ropes to help him. And 1, 2, 3, Johnny Mundo ties it up.
Bada bing, bada boom, baby. It was great.
Yeah, and then going into the second commercial break, Johnny Mundo rolls out to the ring and starts like calling a timeout. And some fan in the crowd yells, "No timeouts in wrestling, Johnny."
Dude, I love like the random ass fans they kept again. Whoever was like getting really horny over Hernandez earlier, I just love the random people they catch on mic. It's so magical. Also, at one point, Vampiro says, "I want to hit someone with a chair mat," and Striker goes, "Stay away from me, buddy."
It's like, I'm gonna get a solid 6 inches farther away.
Striker just scoots his chair over a little bit.
Yeah. So
amazing.
We get back to the wrestling after the second commercial break, and it is at this point in time we learn that per Dario Cueto, there will be no countouts and no disqualifications. Normally, those are factors in an Iron Man match, but Dario gonna Dario, so that's not
completely original idea that nobody's ever thought of before. Fuck the rules.
So Johnny Mundo pulls out this wooden box from inside under the ring, and that is when Mark Striker says, "Well, as long as there's not a little person in there, we're all good."
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? Asshole.
However, it turns out the wooden box, much like the wooden table, follows the first rule of wrestling.
Austin's first law of wrestling.
As Prince Puma puts Johnny Mundo through the box.
All hail. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. Before he got put through the box, someone made a comment about how that was a box of crowbars, right? I heard that correctly, right?
I I didn't hear that, but I assumed that that's where he got the crowbar from.
Well, okay,
but I didn't hear
I
it.
swear to God, I heard the word crowbar said before the box got broken. But then Mundo pulls out a crowbar from the box, and then everyone just kind of like starts Shakachu facing that Mundo, in fact, pulled a crowbar out of that box that I swear to God, someone earlier said was a box of crowbars or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I found that if I interpreted all of that correctly, they're like, oh, it's a box of crowbars. Breaks it. Johnny grabs. Where did he get that crowbar from? Gee, I wonder. I wouldn't put it past them to be that thick, but also maybe I just am hard of hearing. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know, but Johnny Mundo does pull out that crowbar and beats Puma up the head with it, Jason Todd style.
Yeah. Oh. You didn't have to take it there. Now I'm sad.
But I did. It's fine. He's not dead anymore.
Yeah, now he's a psychopathic revenge guy.
Remember, fans. Remember, the fans voted on the end result of that storyline.
Wait, really?
They had a fan vote for whether Jason Todd was going to die from getting beaten to death with a crowbar.
And the fans said yes.
They said, yes, please die.
Yes, and then the writer said, fuck you, Lazarus Pit.
All right. Anyway, Mundo rolls after absolutely clonking Prince Puma in the head. He rolls Puma back in, pins him 2-1, Johnny Mundo. And then Johnny Mundo pretty quickly hits, I didn't catch the name of what this move is called. It's a corkscrew DDT where he DDTs you, but he himself like flips in a 360-degree rotation. Yep. And then hits it, pins Puma. It's 3-1. And then Mundo hits a couple more moves, sets up for the end of the world, hits it, pins Puma. It's in short order. It's 4-1, Johnny Mundo.
Yeah, absolutely fucked. Also, I had a thought. I had a realization as we were watching this. Because I was thinking about like the Hangman Danielson match, and I was thinking about the concept of like matches going for a long time, and something kind of struck me of like, man, it's kind of fucked they're going for this long, and then they like don't drink water like during the whole time. Like if I was in a match like this, like the physical endurance would be tough, but I would fucking die if I couldn't drink water during any of that. But then my boy, Health King Johnny Mundo says hydrate or dihydrate, as while he's got Puma just kind of fucking down and out for a while, he goes and grabs a water bottle and chugs a bit before chucking it to Puma, because but he knew he knew because heel. Even though fuck you, I love Johnny Mundo. I appreciate that man taking good care of his health. You'll love to see it.
Yeah, we have entered the portion of this program where Johnny Mundo, despite the fact there's still like 25 minutes on the clock, is going to now try to run out the entire clock.
Yeah, he's like, oh, it's fine. I don't have to worry about it.
Homie is out here trying to take knees in the third quarter.
Something that is never going to backfire ever. What are you talking about?
No. So at one, Puma does, of course, get up eventually, but Johnny Mundo is still clearly in control of the situation, including as we hit the third commercial break, Johnny Mundo does a neck breaker onto the fucking apron.
Yeah.
And absolutely destroys Prince Puma with that.
Fucked. Just fuck. I mean, this whole match was so cool to watch. Goddamn work-wise. Holy shit.
Yeah, so after the third commercial break, Johnny Mundo, this is when he drags a ladder out from under the ring.
Yes. Yeah.
Wait. And Johnny Mundo.
Is this sorry? Is this after like Puma got another attempt at rolling him up or something, or like Puma kind of got his second win?
He had a little bit of a second win, but then Johnny hit him with the neck breaker, and
there was because there was this moment where like Puma was able to knock Johnny Mundo down a little bit, and he kind of sprawls out, and his leg lands on the bottom rope, and Striker's like, Johnny putting his leg on the rope out of instinct. Yeah, I don't think that's instinct. I just think he's a leggy boy.
Yeah, he was just that tall.
He's just that long. I think it's more just like his leg just naturally went there. But I appreciate you trying to build him up a little bit more. No, but yeah, then dear leggy boy goes out and gets a ladder. And with that ladder, eventually he's able to say, "Fuck your face" to Puma.
Yeah, which prompts someone in the audience to yell, "Damn it, Johnny, that's a person."
Unironically, I would love to put that on a shirt. Damn it, Johnny, that's a person. That is that's a transcendent quote right there. Oh my god. Yeah, totally. Again, capture the audience on mic and it's fucking magic. Great shit.
Yeah, so but then Johnny tempts my first law of wrestling.
Indeed. All hail.
Is of course he who brings out the tables goes through the tables, as he sets up the tables to put Prince Puma through them. However, in the time it takes Johnny Mundo to climb up the railings to dive Puma through the tables, Puma gets back up and suddenly we're crowd fighting.
Yep. Puma gets his second wind in time to start activating Austin's first law, as we are all well aware must be strictly observed.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're like, fuck you, one of us is going through the table, and sure as hell ain't me.
So Prince, eventually Prince Puma suplexes Johnny Mundo onto the balcony floor, which kind of hurt.
Yeah.
And then Puma walks downstairs. And he takes two more tables.
Yeah, okay.
He puts them on top of the other tables. Yeah, okay. There.
And here's the thing: the first two tables had like these little like metal indents along the corners that I was like, why are those there? That's weird. And then Puma brings out more tables and then starts fucking inlaying the legs in those indents. So I would love to see the kayfabe for this of just happening to have two tables meant to be inlaid with other tables stacked on top. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, while Puma's bringing out these tables, Striker on commentary is going, "What's coming next? Your guess is as good as mine." Striker, here's a thought. Maybe I know, wild. Maybe, and I'm only spitballing here, but maybe, just perhaps someone might go through a fucking table.
Oh, whoa, man.
Yeah, but your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, so they fight back up on the railing some more, and Johnny Mundo super kicks Puma off the balcony.
Super kick party, but not through the tables. Not through the tables, unfortunately.
No, he misses the tables. So Johnny Mundo then he climbs up the other side of the balcony area to where the band is.
Yeah.
And he grabs the microphone and just starts kind of dicking around because, again, we're running out clock here.
Vampiro on commentary is talking about how he likens Johnny Mundo to Spider-Man, and now that's been manifested. He's going to show up in the fucking multiverse at some point, so good job there.
Into the Spider-Verse 2, featuring Johnny Spider.
Johnny Spider?
Yes, Johnny
Honestly,
Spider.
Yeah. Johnny Spider.
Johnny Mundo then yells at the band to start playing some more.
Yeah. So okay. Well, first he basically says scoreboard to Puma, which was great.
Scoreboard, which should have been a sign of how this was going to go.
Oh, it was a sign of how it was going to go as soon as they announced this match. But scoreboard was great. But yeah, then he tells the band to kick up, and I got really excited because for the briefest moments, I thought Johnny Mundo was going to sing along with whatever the hell the band was playing. And
I was absolutely also hoping he was going to do that. But Puma
wanted Johnny Mundo to sing along. Fuck you, coward.
Puma climbs up to the bandstand, and he grabs a guitar with the Mexican flag on it,
and does his best honky tonk man impression.
No, he does a solid El Kabong.
Yeah, like I said, his best honky tonk man impression.
or Jeff Jarrett impression. But
Or
again,
Jeff Jarrett impression, I suppose.
I grew up on Quick Draw McGraw. Thank you.
Pardon
El
me.
Kabong it is.
Okay, fine. Jeff Jarrett impression, potato, tomato. Anyway, yes. Basically, Johnny Mundo's head has gone through a guitar. You'll love to see
and
it.
Then, as we go into the fourth commercial break of the episode, just Prince Puma straight just gang tackles Johnny Mundo through the tables.
And you see, this is the beauty of Austin's first law of wrestling, is that when I saw that Puma had set up tables on top of Mundo's tables, I got concerned because one must go through one table in order to get to the other, but they were set up by different people. So how in the world could Austin's first law be fulfilled? Because necessarily someone has to go through a table that somebody else set up, and it breaks the law. But then they just kind of both went through the tables all together.
They both went through the tables.
Paradox avoided! Yay!
The law stands.
So much realism. Realism.
After we get back to commercial break, and first thing I notice is that Johnny Mundo is bleeding now.
Yeah. Didn't entirely look like a blade cut either, so that might have just been like.
It didn't. It might have been legit.
Might have been kind of legit.
So a story at this point of the match is becoming like Puma is trying his best, but time is not on his side anymore. At this point in time, the match is down to about 10-ish minutes, and it's still 4-1. So, all the shenanigans have been fun up in the balcony and whatnot, but also tick-tock, tick-tock.
Tick-tock, tick-tock on the clock.
However, Prince Puma dragging Johnny Mundo all the way back to the ring, multiple times falling over from exhaustion himself.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, he gets Mundo back in the ring and pins him to make it the score 4-2.
Yeah. Johnny Mundo kind of catches. Oh, does he catch a second wind yet, or does Puma get one more?
It gets 4-3 before he gets that, because
4-3.
At that point, Puma quickly kind of starts hitting some of his big moves. Hits a spinning Falcon Arrow kind of slam move. 1, 2, 3. It's now 4-3, Johnny Mundo, and suddenly
nobody ever
Johnny
kicks out
Mundo.
Of the Falcon Arrow.
He did the deal, and now Johnny Mundo is getting scared because now it's a 1-score game.
The desperation is on his face. He's fucking he's freaked out. So he gets a second win. At one point, he and Puma are exchanging blows, and the crowd is doing like fucking boo, yay chants depending on who. So like it's like in rapid succession. So Mundo hits Puma, boo. Puma hits Mundo, yay, boo, yay, boo, yay. It's out of a goddamn sitcom. Which is goofy as all hell, but great.
Johnny Mundo decides to waste some more time by doing like laps and running around. We're doing a chase scene now in the middle of the match around the ring.
I love Benny Hill. We need more Benny Hill spots in wrestling.
Yeah. So Johnny Mundo is making a hike for it, but he finally is able to also fight off Puma when he can't and knock him out. And Mundo makes a run for it up the stairs, and out comes Alberto El Patron on a drive-by.
Yeah. Fuck this guy. He basically beats up he beats up Mundo, delivers him back in a silver platter to the ring to Puma, and he gets on mic, I guess, and is like, Mundo, fuck you. If you win this, I'm coming for you. Puma, hey, you're not bad, but also you win this, I'm coming for you. Fuck you too. And then leaves.
So he throws Alberto El Patron throws Johnny Mundo down the stairs that are, again, concrete.
Yeah.
And
why are people taking these fucking concrete stair bumps? I hope they're okay.
Yeah,
that's
and
a concussion waiting to happen.
Then he picks up Mundo and throws him into the announce table.
Yeah.
But then he throws him back in the ring. Prince Puma hits a 450, I believe.
Yeah,
I think he hit a 450 for the pin, and with 4 minutes to go, it's 4-4.
It's 4-4.
David did a good job of giving Alberto El Patron's promo. That shaves about a minute off the clock. And
The one thing I missed on Patron's promo is like he said, Puma, if you retain, I'm still coming for you. But of course, you already knew that. God, that man finds the most awkward ways to squeeze in his goddamn catchphrase.
you already knew that.
You already knew
Yep.
that. What a weird thing to have as a catchphrase. Like it's gotta be so inorganic the way he implements it half the time. It's whatever.
Yeah,
Also,
a little bit.
kind of unclear on who the fuck Vamp is rooting for, because I swear to God he was like really actively rooting for Mundo earlier, but now he's rooting for Puma. Okay. And as the match goes on, he's like practically consuming his mic, screaming for Puma to get the dub. He's like, "Come on, buddy, you can do it! Come on!"
Yeah. So as the clock is winding down, we then get a pretty wild roll-up sequence as both guys is trying to pin anything that'll work to get the pin. They start going for their big signature maneuvers at each other, back and forth counters as the clock ticks down. Vampiro and Matt Striker are freaking out at the potential for a tie. But finally, with seconds to go, Prince Puma hits the 630. 1, 2, 3. And as the clock expires, Prince Puma wins 5-4. And, don't let the fact that Drago returned to the temple distract you from the fact that Johnny Mundo blew a 4-1
lead. I know. Johnny Mundo pulling some Harbaugh memes up in here. God damn.
This guy, like the Golden State Warriors playing the Cleveland Cavaliers, blows the lead.
Like Jim Harbaugh in a playoff game blows the lead.
So, Prince Puma, despite it all, has fought and he has retained the Lucha Underground Championship.
I mean, of course, epic shit all around. Oh God, this show is so good. I'm just a broken record every time we're here. This show is really good. The Iron Man match, the all night long match was dope as hell. Departure from form. These two workers are so good in ring together. I adore both of them. I gotta say, like, from a character perspective, I'm kind of getting stale on Prince Puma. Like, just the silent underdog vibe is kind of getting old, and I was really hoping for Mundo to dethrone him tonight, but sure, whatever, it's fine, I guess.
This is why he gets supplanted as the top babyface in Lucha Underground.
I wonder why.
Is everyone kind of got sick of the silent underdog babyface routine?
Yeah. Well, that's how you do. So I'm getting to that point. So I was not into Patron interfering. I'm like, hey, fuck this guy. Give Johnny Mundo's due. But still, epic match. The last episode had some really dope shit in it too. This show's so good. I mean,
story. There are a lot of story beats that were not really picked up on this week, and I think part of that is because one of the episodes we did was literally just one match.
Yeah.
Like Pentagon Jr. we didn't hear from. Black Lotus is just kind of.
We got a sidebar again. Still waiting on that grand revenge.
That's a whole saga to come. Don't you worry.
Oh, I know.
But overall, good stuff this week, as always, with Lucha Underground. And we are now 6 episodes away from the finale. As the countdown clock begins, I can finally call the finale Ultima Lucha.
Yes.
Because that has been name dropped.
No, the finale has been revealed to us. Man, some shit in this series gets revealed really early before anything else around it. Like Matanza, we know his name now. Cool. We know Jack fuck all else, but now we know his name's Matanza, I guess. Okay. But sure. Yes. Finale. Let's go. Woo. Choo choo, baby. The train is rolling. The train is rolling that way. Woo.
Yes. But that is all for this week, and we will be back to Lucha Underground soon enough. But next time, it is episode 75 of the Noobs and Knockouts podcast. And we
Indeed,
have a
indeed.
special treat planned for next week, as
Yes.
as our friend Claire will be returning to the podcast. And when she first appeared on this podcast so very long ago, all the way back in episode 7, she pointed out that she kind of felt like wrestling was kind of gay and kind of weird, but not weird enough or gay enough.
Yes.
And next week, I will be attempting to correct one of those things, as we will be watching one of Effie's Big Gay Brunch.
Yes, yes. I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped that Claire's finally getting to come full circle and answer her true calling as a contributor to this podcast. And I'm also super hyped to get to watch the famed Big Gay Brunch, especially after having gotten to see Effie like fight live and like briefly be like 5 feet away from him. Took a smoke break. Seems like a great guy. Seems like a great show. I know he's great in rings, so this is gonna be a good fucking time.
Yep. But that is for next time. Until then, David, hit the plugs.
Indeed. All right, friends, you know the drill. Thanks so much for being here. You know, knockouts. You know the drill. You guys rule. Thanks for being here, welcoming us back into your eardrums, eyeballs, whatever. Hope you had a great time. Please continue to have a great time with us. Hey, new people, if you're brand new to this whole thing, welcome. We're so delighted to have you here. We here at the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast like to think we are friendly to both noobs and knockouts alike. So whether you're brand new to this whole wild, wacky wrestling world or you're a veteran of all the crazy shit this thing has to offer, we hope you've had a great time here. We hope you want to keep having a great time with us week after week. If you would like to continue having a great time with us and you're not entirely sure how to do so, not to worry, my friends. I have you covered. First of all, you can find us on YouTube. We are the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast on YouTube. Hit subscribe, ring that bell, and make sure it's in a nice little solid color so we get notifications every single time we drop a brand new episode. Come check us out there. We got our video up in more recent episodes, and our like brand new sexy HUD is super cool. Check out all of our playlists. Austin is kind enough to organize all of the like playlists or all the eras and arcs and companies, etc., that we follow into their own separate little playlists. It's really cool. It's nice and organized. You don't have to do a whole lot of jumping around. You get to see our lovely faces and all the visual gags that we hide in here away from the audio only listeners.
If you want to see me strut like Hernandez, you gotta watch the video.
If you want to see Austin lose his will to live, as I make a joke about Bugs Bunny cuckolding Film Muertes, then come watch us on YouTube. But sorry, buddy. But you know, and just generally give us that sweet engagement. We love it. Also, for the audio only people, of course, you can find us on 3 of the best places to find your podcast: Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts. Check us out there. Download, rate, review, all that good stuff. We just appreciate your engagement, your input. You know, maybe telling people that this is kind of a cool thing people should check out. I don't know, I'm just saying. So check us out, Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts for that audio-only experience. Then, of course, past that is our social media, how you can kind of get in contact with us. First and foremost is our Twitter. We are on Twitter at Noobs and Knockspod on Twitter. That's Noobs, the letter N, Knockspod on Twitter. We do all the usual Twitter stuff. Memes, discourse. We post every single time we drop a brand new episode, so you guys know what the hell's going on. And of course, the highlight of our Twitter, weekly wrestling live tweeting. My friend, what is on the docket coming up?
Sure. So upcoming, as every Wednesday night on TBS at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is of course AEW Dynamite. Boom. David and I both consistently watch Dynamite live weekly. And so at least one of us will be live tweeting the show most weeks.
Indeed.
In addition, I like to keep up with Impact Wrestling, AEW, and WWE pay-per-views. So upcoming on that front. For Impact Wrestling will be Slammiversary on June 19th. It is the 20-year anniversary of Impact Wrestling in the building they are most famous for running. It all started the Asylum in Nashville, Tennessee. It's going to be a pretty sick match show overall. I'm very excited for it. Then for AEW, their next pay-per-view is on June 26th, and it is a crossover show. AEW x New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door.
Woo.
As it is a cross-promotional pay-per-view, And so far, we have but one match for it, but it's a pretty good one, I must say. The new AEW World Champion CM Punk takes on the ace of New Japan Pro Wrestling, Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Yes. Oh my God.
Gonna be incredible. I'm gonna tell you that much, and so much more to come in the weeks to come, especially after June 12th, when Dominion, for New Japan, that's their next big show is over. So they're gonna have everybody available and know where everybody stands on their end of the board.
Indeed.
And then on July 2nd is WWE Money in the Bank.
The newest, shit, buddy.
The newest entry of the WWE Big 5 pay-per-views. You all, if you've been following this podcast, you know how Money in the Bank goes. You climb the ladder. You get the briefcase. And when you get the briefcase, you can get a world title match whenever you want.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes. So those matches will be added to that show in the coming months.
Hell yeah. So be sure to check all that out, guys. If you like this podcast, then you're gonna like the Twitter. Our personalities on the live tweeting carry over pretty much directly to how it is listening to us talk about this shit on air. So if you like that, come check us out on Twitter at Noobs and Knockouts Pod. Then, of course, there is our email address if you want to get in super direct contact with us, noobsandknockoutspod@gmail.com. That's noobs, the word and this time, knockoutspod@gmail.com. Come say hi to us there. Tell us what you like about the show, what you don't like, suggestions or things you want to see on the show, whether it be arcs, eras, particular companies, wrestling adjacent media, anything like that. We're all down to hear it out and maybe even check it out. Tell us what you think of our hot takes and whether you think they're too spicy for you or they're just the right temperature. All that good stuff, or just come hang out, start discourse with us, tell us that you love listening to our sweet dulcet tones, lull you to sleep every night, whatever it is. Come say hi. We love to say hi back. Noobs and knockoutspod@gmail.com. Then, of course, finally, there is our Patreon. We are also the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast on Patreon. $1 a month gets you early access to episodes and a shout out at the end of each episode. Shout out to our patron, the Sugar Daddy Kyle Smith, for being a friend of the show. So if you want to join Kyle on that, come enjoy those perks with him. Check us out, Patreon, Noobs and Knockouts Podcast.
I'll see y'all next time.
Hasta luego.